Round.
Order. Questions to the Prime Minister. Harriet Baldwin.
Number 1, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm sure the whole House will wish to join me in paying tribute to Corporal David Barnsdale from 3-3 Engineer Regiment, Explosive Ordnance Disposal, who died on the 19th of October. He was a brave and highly skilled member of our armed forces, whose service and sacrifice must not be forgotten. Our thoughts must be with his family, his friends and his colleagues. Mr. Speaker, this morning I had meetings with ministerial colleagues and others. In addition to my duties in the House, I shall have further such meetings later today.
Harriet Baldwin.
May I associate myself with the condolences expressed by my right honourable friend. Mr. Speaker, does the Prime Minister agree that yesterday's excellent growth numbers show that the private sector is growing and will create the jobs that my constituents need?
The Honourable Lady is entirely right. The growth figures yesterday were twice as good as market expectation. And of course, members opposite don't like good news, but they should celebrate it when it comes. This was strong growth. It was largely driven by the private sector, and it was accompanied by the Standards and Poor's agency actually saying we should no longer be on the danger zone for our credit rating. So welcome news. Honourable members opposite who are waiting for a double dip have had a bit of double depression. But I'm sure we'll get lots of questions about the economy this morning.
Ed Miliband.
Mr. Speaker, can I start by joining the Prime Minister in paying tribute to Corporal David Barnsdale from 3-3 Engineer Regiment, Explosive Ordnance Disposal. He died serving his country. We honour his memory and we send the deepest of condolences to his family. Mr. Speaker, there are reports this morning that the government is reconsidering aspects of their housing benefit reforms. Are they?
No, we are bringing forward our plans for housing benefit reform. And let me tell him why we're doing that. Housing benefit for working-age people over the last 5 years has gone up by 50%. This is a budget completely out of control. Now, the proposals we're bringing forward, they are difficult, but they need to be done, not least because we want to make sure we protect the schools budget. We want to make sure we protect the NHS budget. That's why we're taking difficult decisions about welfare, and I hope he'll be able to tell us this morning whether he's going to support them.
Ed Miliband.
Mr. Speaker, I thank the Prime Minister for that answer. Let me just get complete clarity from him. The Work and Pension Secretary has reported as saying that the government is open to suggestions on the issue of housing benefit. Is the Prime Minister saying that all of the aspects of housing benefit reform are fixed and are not going to change?
We are going forward with all the proposals we put in the spending review and in the budget. I'm sure we'd all love is what about some suggestions from the right honourable gentleman?
Ed Miliband.
Mr. Speaker, it's Prime Minister's questions, the clues in the title. He's supposed to answer the questions. Now, I do have a specific question for him on one aspect of the housing benefit changes. The plan is to cut by 10% the housing benefit, the help with rent that someone receives after they've been out of work for a year, even as they've been searching for work. Does the Prime Minister think that is fair?
These are difficult changes, but I think this is right. Everyone on job seekers' allowance is expected to work, and everyone knows there is a problem when people claim job seekers' allowance and maximum housing benefit for long periods of time. That creates a serious disincentive to work. Now, that is why we're making this change. That's why it's right. But the key change we're also looking at is this cap on £20,000 of a maximum housing benefit claim. Is he really saying that his... I have answered the question. Yes. I know you don't like the answer, we're sticking to our plans, but we're sticking to our plans. But the point everyone in this House has got to consider, are we happy to go on paying housing benefit of £30,000, £40,000, £50,000? Are constituents working hard to give benefits so people can live in homes they couldn't even dream of? I don't think that's fair.
Ed Miliband.
Well, the whole House will have heard the Prime Minister has dug himself in on this proposal to cut by 10% the help that people receive with rent after they've been out of work for a year. Can I now ask the Prime Minister, because he will have obviously thought about this, what advice would he give to that family that is seeing 10% of their income for housing benefit taken away? What advice would he give them when they're seeing such a large drop in their income about how they should make ends meet?
We will be having in the work programme the best and biggest programme to help those people back into work. And it won't just be the state doing it. We're going to get training companies, we're going to get voluntary bodies to help those people into work. Let me just give, because I know the right-honourable gentleman likes figures, let me give him the figures for London. Let me give you the figures for London. There are 37,390 people who've been on job seekers allowance for more than a year. Those people would be affected by this change. I accept that. It is difficult. There are, every month, 30,000 new vacancies in London. That is 400,000 vacancies a year. We want to get those people back into work. What does he want to do?
Ed Miliband.
He's about to make 500,000 people redundant as a result of the cuts that are announced by the Chancellor of the Exchequer. It's clear, Mr. Speaker, that his policy on housing benefit is a complete shambles. In London alone, he talks about London. In London alone, councils are saying 82,000 people will lose their homes. They're already booking the bed and breakfast accommodation. How many people, let me ask the Prime Minister, how many people does he think will lose their homes as a result of this policy?
If you are prepared to give, if you are, as we are, prepared to pay £20,000 in housing benefit, there is no reason why anyone should be left without a home. The Leader of the Opposition talked about economic policy and cuts. We now know from the Labour Party's own memorandum what their cuts would be. This is what they said. This is not the IFS. This is not the government. This is not the Conservative Party. This is a Labour memorandum. The cuts...
Order, I apologise for interrupting the Prime Minister. Members must remain calm. If not serene, at any rate calm at all times. We must hear the Prime Minister.
People responsible for making the mess should be quiet when they're told how it's going to be cleared up. The cuts implied by our spending plans would have been £44 billion in 2014-15. Those are the cuts. That is what we are having to implement. I was always told, if you've got nothing to say, it'd be better not to say it.
Ed Miliband.
Mr. Speaker, we can see the faces on the Liberal Democrat benches. The honourable member for Southwark and Bermondsey describes this policy as harsh and draconian. No wonder he looks glum. And then we have Glummer, the Deputy Prime Minister. I tell you, it's no wonder he's back on the fags, Mr. Speaker. Now, isn't the truth the Prime Minister just doesn't get it? He's out of touch. Other people will pay the price for his cuts. Isn't it time he thought again on housing benefit?
We all had the chance to read about it in the Times this morning, the advice to the Leader of the Opposition. It's important to have a cheer line that goes down well in the chamber. You've got to have something that will be clipped easily by the broadcasters. It's important. It's important to get to your feet, looking as if you're seizing on something new. Mr. Speaker, he's got a plan for Prime Minister's questions, but he's got no plan for the economy, no plan for the debt, no plan for the mess they made. Absolutely nothing of any worthwhile to say. That is it.